I'll use myself as an example. When I left Canada and I came here to meet my husband, being Imano Twesemea, like wine is so aga where they are. So I met my husband. He came here from Texas to my cousin's wedding. I visited my cousin at the same time in Little Rock, Arkansas for her wedding. And that's how my husband and I met. He's also Nigerian. So I left Canada eventually when we both got married to move here to the United States to stay with him, right? Now you can imagine, why am I here at that time? I hadn't met friends. I was just new. Imagine Nange Rutezi here, leaving my friends, my family, everybody in Canada, right? Always me if the man biazine sigoku, you're stranded. You're depressed. You start to like, even when you guys have issues and you know that it's probably
How did you meet your man in the bus in the church, and how did you trusted him?
I met him at like I said, he came for my cousin's wedding, right? Also na meeting in the Delta. So they had my cousin's father, may his soul rest in peace, is late now, was part of the same meeting my husband Nonaya. So when we come out here, a lot of people form groups. Like a lot of communities anyway, like Abia meeting on the Delta or your local Obaru meeting, that kind of stuff. So my husband was a member, even though he was single, right? So they said they were attending a wedding and he joined Webia the wedding. So I myself just came because it's my cousin and it's family that's getting married, right? So on getting here, he will tell you that I saw him not be not be Maya because he said, "Oh, I had glasses on, so I was not be through my glasses." You're laughing, but anyway, long story short, he dropped his number. It's funny. By the time I went back to Chukwumeji, I'm not check on my life story. I told you not to ask me personal question, but see, by the time I went back to Canada, he kept calling and I cell phones. So I would go to work. I used to live with my brother. I'd go to work and then come back. My brother and ask him, "This guy that's been calling you got what you wouldn't you even call him back?" I'm like, I don't know. But eventually the day I was off work and I was like, okay, he's going to call. His call never came again. I tried to call him back. Number I lost the number, but I thought I could remember a little bit. And funny thing is, number and dial or quite Nigerian peaky, but it wasn't him. It was, and the reason on your number, it made a lot of people here, especially people not at this area in Texas. If someone is from, and we had like little suburbs, someone without like, I could easily just tell you, oh, I'm from Dallas, right? But I'm not really from Dallas, Texas. I'm from the DFW, we call Keller, we call Haslett, like, those are little suburbs, but those little suburbs that people don't recognize, where are you from? Osege, Haslett, or Keller. And we could just Oregon, Dallas, because that's where everybody knows, right? So that's what he did. He had told me he was from Dallas. So I looked up the Dallas area code because I could remember his number, but I couldn't remember the area code. Or the number Nyuzu, like info, like Dallas, were several different area codes. One of them, I went Nigerian guy that picked. And I was like, oh, I'm looking for it. I was saying, well, whatever. So I figured the easiest way to try to get his number was to call my uncle, my cousin's dad. So when I called, my uncle was really happy and excited to share his number with me because I remember during my cousin's wedding, we were all like dancing. So they picked that he was looking at me. He had come out to ask me to dance with him and all of that. So Hannah, they were like making jokes, like kind of like, hey, that kind of stuff. You ought to go. So my uncle was like very happy to give me his number because to him it's like, okay, yeah, we're trying to hook these two up. Finally. So, but the day I called my husband, he was so happy. He was excited. He said, oh, he thought I never wanted to talk to him because he had called so many different times and I didn't respond. Same about that. It's not what it is. It's just because, I was working and this was my only off day. Anyway, long story short, he wanted to know how we met. That's how we started talking. It was long distance, he would call me. We just like that. We started talking until he decided to come to Canada to visit. Yeah, I go. But in the process of talking, we found out that each other's family, like we knew each other's families. Like Yanwama, back home, Nigeria. That's why they tell you it's a very small world. Be careful how you treat people because in my home, you get, yeah. So it so happened that he used to bring his parents to my grandma's house for meetings because he's also from Delta State. Yeah, you know. So he was now like teasing me, oh, give him bottom na bayari na si miri so I wanna like so little things like that, that's how we really got connected and then just started dating. Ima, that I had his book as a child. I used to read a lot, like
That's your husband now. You have his book when he was a child.
his book as a child. Agwagonungi that our families knew each other, right? So apparently what happened was my mom, Manana Guacoco a lot. So one of the times she visited their home, those giant books that we used to have as kids, like anywhere like a big book that has a collection of different stories, like Jack and the Beanstalk or the Three Billy Goats, Cinderella and all of those. So apparently their dad had bought them a book for Christmas, right? So one of the times my mom went visiting to their house, my mom say, oh, Naoma, her daughter, that I like to read a lot, that she will bring it back. So she brought it to me and I read it, but for some reason that book never went back. My mom probably forgot, right? So, and being my mom's only girl and the last at the time, everything acquire goes to my cousins. My mom is the first of 9 kids, so her siblings, my cousins. So anything, maybe all my cousins got acquire Z, all those things there. So now what happened was my mom forgot to take that book back, and for some reason my cousins also they inherited that book, right? So when my husband and I started talking in Canada, awesome territory, which one is your mom? Hold on. Oh, but your mom will be at my house. Wait, go where that she was gonna return it, and then she never brought it back. When he was saying that, I thought he was just making up stories like, oh yeah, which again, like, But true. When he kept describing it, I said, oh well, my mom is so and so out of the 9 kids of my grandma. He was like, yes, for sure. I should ask my mom. So my mom did confirm it. So but I think I know my cousins have it and I can bring the book back to him. I'll let him know that since my mom never returned that book, that he's asking for my hand in marriage and my mom is supposed to pay for his book with me. See, you're kidding. But funny thing. We just ended up together, Yeah. He called my mom and made his intentions known, and yeah, that's you wanted to know.
Or the advisable one, 15 years or 17 years old. Is it advisable?
That's a head scratching question. See, it's okay. Mobuna the girl.
But welcome. If you say it's okay.
Mobuna the girl at the go of age. Does that make sense? If a girl is 30 and or a 45-year-old man and it works out for both of them, I don't see anything wrong with
Okay,
it.
let me tell you why it's wrong. If the man day 26, if the lady day 27, the man day 47. Before the lady don't reach 44, the
That's
man don't
20
day
years
7.
difference.
Excuse me. If let's say the lady day 27, the man day 45. If the lady don't reach 44, the man go come day 68. The man don't tire, so that woman fit cheat. She fit the cheat on that man.
Yeah, but you can marry that shouldn't be the why is that a yardstick for measuring that? After all, a girl can be
Yes,
20.
yes. Age can be
Yeah.
a factor to
It
cheating.
absolutely can. No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but then it's not the reason.
Okay.
You know why? Because a girl can be 27 and still be dating a 30-year-old guy who she still can cheat on. I think this cheating thing has to do with the individual and your person and, the discipline anywhere as a person. Not necessarily because na diggy 50 something. You want somebody in a banilo, right? And then you can marry someone who's much older than you and still be loyal to that person because it's just not your thing. Does that make sense?
Do you want us to be realistic, or do you want us
Sure.
to say something that will look so sweet?
Ha.
Do you know that age also affects a man's sexual performance? Age.
Yeah, of course.
When a man is getting older, his performance decrease, and while a woman's own increase, so it can affect the man. If as a woman that is single, it's better you marry somebody like 7 years difference, 6 years difference, 5 years difference, or at least maximum 9 years difference or 8 years difference. Not somebody that is 20 years older than you. It's too much, man.
I agree with you, but at the end of the day, I still put it back to you that if a person were cheating somebody and not digging now or bala to be like you're loose and you're promiscuous in nature. Also, what just looking at him, he's already as hard as a rock. You're still gonna cheat on him because he's not gonna be enough for you. And then you have to ask yourself, like, what are the different reasons people cheat, though? Is it just sex? Sometimes it's where there is like financial issues, and then they feel that somebody else can provide better for them. They run off with that person. So it's not always about like, heading it to okay. That's just what I'm saying. But you're right. That's a factor, but it's not the only thing. Yeah.
Let me hear from Odogu. You spoke well. Odogu, me go down mute. Oh.
My brother,
Okay, man.
do.
Odogu, age on how a reason some people dey cheat. Age difference. Enwe huge age difference. O wiki iwe factor some people dey cheat. As a result of di ma akawago, nwunye ma akawago, that kind thing. O wiki iwe factor some people iji abaniro.
Yes, but not much. Just like this, our sister said, these individual differences. You understand? Because any gay cheat, he get cheat. Even if you say you people are 25 years old, 25 years old. But in married men, when all of them are the same age, it's not good. If you are 25 years old girl, you should be looking for a man of 32, 35. If you are 30, you should be looking for a man of 38, 40.